Has no previous political experience. Rogers, a comedian, is well known for a podcast called The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey man, this is Tommy Chong, and right now you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey all you cool cats and kittens, it's Carol Baskin, and you are listening to The Anthony Rogers Show.
Hey y'all, this is Kevin from Candlebox. You are listening to the funny man, Anthony Rogers.
Hey, my name is Alex Sulkin, writer of Ted and Family Guy, and you're listening to The Anthony Rogers Show. Lucky you.
At Revolution Coffee Company, we are dedicated to giving you the best cup of coffee you have ever had, while supporting those who keep us safe. We roast our coffee daily, and we offer same-day shipping. Our coffee never sits in a warehouse or a shelf getting stale. Our prices beat our competition, and our coffee speaks for itself. Check us out at revolutioncoffeecompany.com.
Welcome back to the greatest show that's ever existed. Today we have a co-host today. Sean, how you doing, brother?
I'm great, man. How are you doing?
I'm good, man. It's weird to say this like after we've already been like it's not like the first time. You know, I'm like. I feel like I've been talking for like 5 minutes. And I'm like, oh, how was you? Like, how are you? You know, it's a weird thing to do video like that.
Yeah.
So today we have a huge guest. So we're going to talk about guns. It's pretty cool.
My favorite subject.
John Patton from Gun Collective. How you doing, brother?
I'm outstanding. Can I curse on this show? Is that okay?
No, dude.
No.
It's messed up.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No?
Of course.
No, you can.
Fuck yeah! It's good to be here. I'm excited to chit chat. By the way, that intro is full, like stacked full of like the most eclectic group of people I've ever heard on a single podcast. What the fuck, Alex Sulkin? Like what the fuck? And Carol Baskin? Like what is going on with this juxtaposition of people here? It's amazing.
I don't know. It's just good to have variety, man. Like yourself as well. You know.
No shit. That's amazing, dude.
Yeah, Sean brought up that you're like doing that thing that seemed cool. I tore through some videos and stuff, man. It's like seems cool to get too, you know. Everybody on here like should have said no, probably, you know. It's like it's lucky. Like, and then like one of my favorites, like singers from like one of my favorite bands, the co-host. It's like insane, you know. It's like just like I don't know. It's a crazy vibe. You know?
It's good to keep it interesting, you know. You get people from all walks of life, and it keeps it fascinating for the listener.
And we will indeed.
We will rock you. Is pretty sweet right now too.
In fucking indeed.
We're losing monetization off YouTube as we speak. It's great. Like,
it's wonderful. It's
I have to give Freddie Mercury's corpse more money. I got for playing this game.
So yeah, John, thank you for coming on, man. I've been personally pretty excited to have you because I'm a big fan of your channel and I watch you all the time.
Dude, that's it's pretty wild. Like when you I saw your name come up and I happened to click in and then saw your career and I'm like, no shit. Like the dude from fucking Smile Empty Soul is watching my stuff and now here we are sitting here talking about guns. The world is very weird and I love every second of it. I'm excited, man. I'm excited to be here. I am shocked at how many people continue to people that have had some notoriety, fame, etc., continue to show I won't say conservative sides of themselves because I don't think it's fair to say guns are conservative, but I think it's really interesting to see how many people that are traveling the world, I guess, I don't know, are actually gun people. I think it's awesome.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you know, I've always been a gun person personally, and I know Anthony is as well. But yeah, it's a little bit like in this day and age, it's not that cool in the mainstream to be a gun person. You know, it's been so demonized, but I mean, it's the most important fundamental right, and it needs to be protected. And on top of that, it's just a hell of a fun sport. You know, I mean, it's shooting guns is the best. That music is
if it's the mood, right? If it's when you're like, I love the Bill of Rights, all this. There's just like fucking old people party music in the background.
Yeah. You know, it's weird because we haven't had that problem in past episodes, even though you've been in the same location.
Oh, there's no chance. There's no chance of you stopping that.
Could you tell the bar
there's just a bunch of people watching?
Shut the fuck up.
They're watching it too. You're on the screens too, so you told them. You just
guys.
Stop playing Gary Glitter in the background on a gun conversation.
I told them, but they couldn't hear me, so I don't think
they couldn't hear you over Gary Glitter's like jam.
They couldn't hear me over "We Will Rock You" or whatever the fuck.
Whatever the fuck, yeah, I don't know.
I don't think people reference Gary Glitter enough.
Dude, I haven't heard the name in a long time.
Dude, I used it. I went to see that band Pentatonics, the a cappella group. I went to see them for a Christmas show with my mom, and this dude's walking by with a sequin jacket on. I went, hey, Ma, look, it's fucking Gary Glitter. Swear to God, this is like
nice.
Great. So, what got you into guns originally, man? You seem like an encyclopedia, which is like a visual encyclopedia of it, man. Like to your channel stuff. Like what got you into it originally?
So I grew up shooting. I grew up in the sticks. I was a Boy Scout.
Sorry.
People's fine. You'd be on it if you want to wave.
Yeah, I used to.
Have you heard of Smile Through Soul?
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Just on my show. So I was trying to. You guys. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought the thing was funny.
Are drunk girls trying to use the bathroom or something? What's happening?
I don't know. They won't tell me.
I won't.
They saw it was a camera and then they said, "I'm sorry, I'm drunk."
So yeah, John, how did you get your start in
So I had guns were part of my life growing up, but I didn't really become an enthusiast until my 20s. I was working in the tech industry, and my job got shipped to India, and I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. And I was sort of getting out of cars and then sort of getting into guns, and then it just kind of accelerated from there. And I'm the type of person that no matter what my hobby is, I go like full on into it.
Right.
And I did the same thing with cars. I told Sean this earlier. I did the same thing with music. That's the type of person I am. So when it comes, you say like I'm an encyclopedia. I kind of pride myself on knowing a lot about, or should I say, a little about a lot of things.
Well, you obviously know a lot about the things that you dive into. I mean, like you said, you give it your all. I mean, that's one of the reasons I like watching your channel, because I mean, you're a wealth of knowledge, and it shows. It's obvious. Oh yeah,
I appreciate that, man. I mean, it's also like kind of part of my job to know a lot of shit about the gun industry, because like my primary thing is being able to convey anything about guns to a really broad audience. So I have to know the sort of totality of a subject, or a good chunk of it, so that I can dumb it down and kind of disseminate it. That's the only way it works.
Yeah, you've got people that have probably never picked up a gun before watching your channel, and you've also got people that have been shooting their whole lives and know everything there is to know. So you got to communicate to them all.
Right. Like I have the industry watches the show all the time.
Yeah.
Could that bitch shut the fuck up? Holy shit, man!
I'll plug the microphone here. I should hear that.
Oh, you can hear us now? Shut the fuck up.
My God, dude. I guess it's our own fault for broadcasting from a bar, but
that'll happen. It certainly makes it more interesting.
You got to throw some speed bumps in the road to keep yourself on your toes sometimes,
Well, you're gonna look back in 5 years and be like, "Remember that shit we did when we was broadcasting from a fucking bar?"
Yep.
Afraid of me because I danced too much.
It's weird because this is
But
like
you can't dance anyway. Sit the fuck down. You ain't shit. Dude, talking shit to random strangers is a lot of fun, especially when there's zero repercussions.
and when at a bar in a scenario like that, half the time you're so drunk they won't even remember
no idea.
anyway. You can just
No
go off. Oh, it got quieter.
Anyway, back to guns. Back to guns.
Yeah, guns.
So how did you end up actually starting the Gun Collective?
So the Gun Collective is actually my second YouTube channel. I started one, I want to say in like 2011 with a different name. It was actually, it was called Chaos 311 Clarity. And yes, that was a take on the band 311's lyrics. So I got into it and I started doing gun reviews and things like that. And I kind of got sick of it. I felt like really beholden to the industry because I was kind of coming at it from the wrong angle and trying to please people and like trying to please everybody. And then I was like, I'm done. I'm getting out of this. And I had actually started a media company. Oh my god!
They see me from here.
They can see you now, yeah, on the
I thought
camera.
they saw me the other way.
She looks like she's fucking
My wife will
14.
kill me if she sees girls arguing. You can't be arguing. It's just like
Tell her
my wife's straight murder. You say hey to people, though. I'm just saying, like, my wife is straight murder if she sees a girl. Oh, I know. I was just being honest. I was being honest, man. You can talk to the camera still. Okay, just don't, like, you know what I mean? So, like,
Tell her she needs 10 more shots of tequila, like right now. Go back.
they said
to
you
the
need more
bar.
tequila. They said, out here, you can hear me. That's what
You need-
Yeah.
You need more shots.
Yeah.
You should go to the bar
Is
and
that right?
get
Sorry.
on that.
Sorry. Is that right?
Yes.
Who's this one right here?
This John Patton. He is the Gun Collective. He talks about guns.
Holy
He
shit!
is-
You got a lot of arm hair. God damn!
And then,
Oh my god, dude! I think that's
welcome
Nah.
to Missouri.
This
Welcome to
smells
Nah.
bad.
you, girl. You got me beat.
Yeah. Get up.
I'm like a fucking gorilla. God
Wait,
damn! Like, what the fuck is happening right now? What the fuck is happening?
I told you, stream of consciousness, dude. It's
Dude, Anthony
No
has
games.
abandoned ship. It's amazing.
no game plan.
Can I? Is there any? It's
What the
It's
Was that English?
no.
Great job here, starting
Drunken knees.
Is there any way I can like put
camera's
my
right here.
face instead of from the?
Camera's
Okay.
right there.
Hello, I've been raving here for probably 5.5 years.
You've been living
I
there?
can tell.
Yeah.
Any other glorious anecdotes?
Yeah, absolutely. There's in the back on that porch. That is where you should have this all set up.
I thought she was about to tell us where there's a body.
Yeah, I thought so
Like,
too. Dude. We
everyone
were
said
gonna
that.
be on the news and shit.
In the back.
You need to get this.
Either that or some
down
sick
there.
rap lyrics.
You need to get this right here.
That's right.
You're probably right. Nah, we'll get back to it. I gotta talk about stuff again.
I gotta talk about stuff. Get
Again.
the fuck out of here. Get the fuck out of here. Oh shit.
Welcome back. You guys didn't know there's another co-host. Apparently.
No.
I found out with you guys. I found out with you guys.
What's her name? Disaster Rebecca?
I fucking quit.
I have no idea.
Oh, I know you guys
Go
probably-
away.
They couldn't hear you. Now they hear you. They couldn't hear you. Now they hear you.
It's just, thousands of dollars at stake. That's okay, though, right?
Just thousands of dollars, huh?
Just
Trying to be a thousandaire. We're trying to be a thousandaire.
We have big
Thousands.
dreams. Big
dozens
dreams
of
over
dollars. I'm
here.
stealing that joke.
You start flying people out.
All right,
Oh,
John.
sorry,
So refocus here. So you had gotten over the original channel that you launched.
Oh, right.
And
Yeah.
kicked it to the side.
The other channel, it just got it was time to move on. So I had started a media company, and the idea came up of doing news for the gun industry, and nobody had done it at all. So thus, long story shorter, TGC News was born, and the channel started to grow. And then in 2016, introduced another show that was about gun laws, and here we are, almost coming up on 8 years later, 7.5 years right now. I've been doing it full time, and it's fucking awesome. It's great.
That's great. That's awesome,
Yeah,
man.
It's not bad, man.
Yeah, your own boss, doing something that you love, talking about something you're passionate about, and you got a house full of guns. So
it's true.
It's a good place to be.
True. Yeah, it's not bad, dude. It's not bad. And it's also, to be fair, it's given me a lot of opportunities that I just would not have had, traveling all over the US and meeting a bunch of amazing people, and, just living in a different way that I think has been overall like better for me as a person. Because when I worked in a cubicle, like before I had those office jobs, I had the warehouse jobs, and it just destroyed everything that I was. I was angry all the time. I mean, I'm still kind of an angry guy, but
just moved back from 3 states away to see if someone was
3 states. The cup sound was the key there.
My God. Yeah, speaking of traveling and all that, I mean, the way that this came about is I started following your page for your van build, and hold on, armpits is back,
dude. Legit armpits.
That was a surprise.
Yeah. Like she put them up, and it was like, oh fuck.
Is she pissed?
I'm not.
Anthony left all his fucks in 1994. Shit, man.
Who the fuck are you? I've never seen you before.
I ain't never seen you either, bitch.
Anthony, you need security.
I know, dude.
you gotta pay a friend in Bud Light or something to come guard the door next time.
Yeah, I definitely need. So if anybody watching can help me before I get murdered.
You got to put what was the joke you used? You got to put a homeless guy outside so nobody thinks you're getting robbed, or people think you're already getting robbed. That was your joke, right?
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I like that one. That was good.
Research.
Thanks. You're the first person that's ever liked that joke. So thank you.
What? That's fucking funny, dude. Fuck everybody.
It means a lot. I'm just saying it's awesome, man. No, I did homework. I watched your stuff too, man. It's cool, dude. Like, I like your vibe, man. It's like, it's cool. It's cool. It's a cool energy, man. Sorry, I'm like distracted, but
John,
that's okay.
John does have good energy. That's part of the. I mean, when you're presenting something, it's half knowledge and then half charisma and personality, right? And a likable character, and you definitely have both of those things going well. It's enjoyable to watch the show. So,
I mean, I'm. What is it? Over 10 years of doing that? Was it? Yeah, over 10 years of being in front of a camera, and prior to that, doing choirs and bands and all that sort of shit when I was younger. You kind of pick up on things, and the ability to present information and jump in and out, like flipping that switch on and off, and
yeah.
I mean, shit, I've been on podcasts like this. I've been on, live shows, et cetera, so many times that it's just like reactive now. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like part of my being is just like that switch.
Yeah, it's the skill.
I mean, you know what it's like.
Yeah, I mean it's
both of you guys do.
It's something that you obviously get better at as you do it, and the more you do it, the more it shows.
Yeah, I mean, with repetition, I should say with intentional repetition, because a lot of people say, "Oh, practice makes perfect." Well, if you're just like not really trying during practice, you're not going to get any better. Like, what's it? Perfect practice makes perfect. I think that was the phrase.
Right.
I think a lot of people half-ass their careers in general, but if you actually intend on getting better, you can get real good real fast.
Oh yeah. Well, I mean, when you enjoy doing what you're doing, it's a lot easier to do it with intention and drive and want to get better. Like you said, if you're working a cubicle job, what's the actual motivation to perfect your gig? You're just kind of grinding it out for the man and treading water. Holy shit,
that shit's not fun. I feel like there's a ladder match going on in the background that we're not seeing.
Dude, this is like the 4th week in a row, I think, that you've been at this bar, and none of this has happened before.
Yeah, it's weird as fuck.
I brought the energy. That's what it was. It's they heard John Patton was coming on. They're like, I don't know that motherfucker. I'm doing some crazy shit in the background.
Send in armpits.
Yeah, dude. I don't think I'll ever forget that. Like, of all the shit that all the shows and all the, like, I don't think I'll ever forget a girl walking in, throwing her arms up, and then having more armpit hair than I have. Like,
I'm sure you weren't expecting that when I hit you up to do the show.
No, I wasn't. But I mean, it's a story.
Yeah, we're trying to keep you entertained as well.
Well, I appreciate your efforts.
Absolutely.
You hired her.
Hey, so how is that van coming along? Are you still dealing with that the squeaky noise?
So I'm taking that shit back again tomorrow. They've already had it for over a month total. And I bought it. So I bought it in June. It had this like squeak in the back, and I drove it across country a couple times, drove it all over the East Coast, and it just progressively got worse. So I took it into a dealer. They gave it back to me. Oh, we fixed it. It was good for like 3 days. Well, I took it back again. They had it for a month, 30 days, still not fixed. Came back within 2-3 days. And now I'm about to take it back again. And I reached out to the place where I bought it, and I'm trying to get them to like give me a new van because it qualifies for Pennsylvania lemon law. I'm like, this thing fucking sucks.
Was it did you get it from Mercedes directly, or from
I bought it new off the lot? Like, it's
right.
It shouldn't do it. And people say, like, for context, it's a 2022 3500 XD Sprinter van. So it's a big Sprinter van. And it has this like really, really high. It sounds like squirrels are attacking each other in like in ductwork. That's what it sounds like in the back of my van. So that is what I'm trying to figure out. And Mercedes just can't do it. So here I am chasing this bullshit and trying to get it fixed.
What's crazy, man, is I had one of those Mercedes Sprinters for 7 years. And I obviously had it for touring. I put like 300,000 miles on it. Idled it for God knows how long. It did me pretty well, but it had its things. And I mean, by the end of the time period that I had it, I was taking it in, once a tour, twice a tour sometimes. And it could throw some real wrenches in the spokes of the tour schedule, especially with, finding a dealership that'll take it, getting it in, hoping that they can turn it around. And, that day or the next day, it's a huge pain in the ass. So I sold it and I bought an RV, a brand new RV, just thinking this is more, this is common. Anyone can work on it. I'm not going to deal with any problems. So it started leaking like pretty much right away. And I've taken it into Gander, which is where I bought it, 4 times now for this leak, and they supposedly fixed it between the the 2 tours ago and the last tour I did. Got it out on tour, still leaking. So I got to take it back in and continue to address the leak. It just seems like vehicles today are just they just don't build them like they used to, you know.
Well, I found this out when prior to buying the van, I was looking at a fifth wheel RV, and I was gonna get the big old dually truck and all that and tow this big RV. And I found out that doesn't matter what you pay, they expect these things to break. You could pay $300,000-$400,000 for a towable RV, and they're like, yeah, it's gonna break.
Right.
Like, wait, what? Excuse me? And everybody, it's what's fucked up is the whole RV industry is fine with it. They're just like, oh yeah, it's gonna break. Like, what the fuck? Why am I giving you $300,000 for that thing if it's gonna fall apart?
Yeah, it's
that's the same. It doesn't matter what you buy in terms of RVs; they all break. I've got a buddy of mine that runs Firearms Radio Network. It's like a podcasting gun network. He's got an older RV. I think it's like a '99. That it's a long story short, but sponsor got it for him, and it is nothing but problems, just like yours.
Yeah, it's crazy. I mean, you know, you spend all this fucking money, and then, like, for example, with my RV, the one side slides out, and so you park somewhere, you put the slide out, and you just notice on the ground, just randomly, you know, where the slide was once in, there's just like a screw sitting there, and you're just like, okay, that came from inside somewhere, and I'm sure it was probably a necessary part to hold something to something else, you know, but there's no way of putting it back. I can't get inside of there. And when that happens a whole bunch of times, you're like, okay, how many screws now are not attaching thing X to thing Y? And how long is it going to be before that bites me in the ass, you know?
Not only that, but how many fell out that you didn't see?
Mm-hmm.
How many fell out along the way?
It's just crazy, man. You spend so much money and you deal with that kind of shit from the get-go.
Yeah. And you know, it's what's really interesting about Mercedes is like there's this kind of race in terms of vans. It's like you buy a Mercedes or you buy a Ford, and if you buy a ProMaster, you're an idiot. So the Mercedes vans, the biggest contention is that there's not a lot of Mercedes dealers. There's always a lot of Ford dealers. And if you not every Mercedes dealer will work on a van. Not only
they have
that,
to have the lift and the specialist.
They have to have the guy. They got to have that. And then on top of that, they got to have the parts. So if something breaks and if they don't happen to have it, you could be waiting on shit to come from Germany. It's crazy.
I know.
Crazy.
I dealt with it so often, man. I'd be on tour. I'd be in the middle. I remember one time we were in Spearfish, South Dakota, and my van started. One of the belts actually came off, and so I'm like, okay, our next show was like in Minnesota somewhere, and basically the nearest Mercedes dealership was 600 miles from me.
Oh my gosh.
And I just, you know, you instantly have to start doing this juggling act of like, how do I get this vehicle in? How do I get it there, first of all? Then how do I get them to turn it around quickly? And then how do I continue to play these shows? And dealing with that, you know, enough times, just I ended up selling it. But the engines on those things are hardy as fuck. Like, I mean, that thing ran like a champ for, you know, a lot of miles for a lot of years. It was just when something did go wrong, it was a giant question
really
mark.
Wrong.
Yeah.
yeah.
And also there were times, I mean, I'd take it in and they'd be like, oh, it's this and that. It's going to be $7,000. And I'd just be like, that's a pretty hefty price tag for just one breakdown, you know?
It's brake pads, $7,000.
Yeah, dude. One time it was dripping oil, like a couple drops at a time, nothing big. I figured it was just, you know, take it in and they plug it up somehow. They're like, well, it's the oil cooler, and you know the part itself is only $200, but we have to take half the engine apart to get to it, so it's actually going to be $3,500. You know, and that just happened regularly.
I can only imagine, and I'm sure I'll get my share of it once I get all this crap sorted out. I'm sure I will find my share of it. But luckily, I don't have as pressing of a tour schedule when I'm out on the road. I can shift it around. But wow.
What are you just going to putz around and kind of sightsee and enjoy the country, or?
So my plan is to I started the van's like social media and a YouTube channel about it, and I'm going to document like as I build the van and all that, like that whole process, and then traveling around the country doing tours of other people's rigs, that sort of thing. So I'm going to be kind of double dipping. So I'll be going to gun events and going to van events, and then like where there's an opportunity to blend the two, I'll have, you know, either people I've met and do like interviews or show off their stuff, because there's a lot of crossover. So basically I'm going to do everything all the time, always. And some of it will be on the road. Some of it I'll be here in the studio, but yeah.
That is cool. You be able to actually just maneuver from one gun event to the next in your own vehicle like that. It's pretty nifty.
Yeah, I mean, I did a little bit of it this past year. I went to Overland Expo Mountain West in Colorado. So I drove from Pennsylvania to Colorado, and I kind of zigzagged my way, stopped at some gun companies, stopped at some friends' houses, and spent time with people and just kind of got out there a little bit. And I did the same on the way back. And then I did that on the East Coast, going to a few events, and it's a type of freedom that I hadn't really experienced quite like that. I mean, I've driven all over the place, you know, in a normal car, but being able to like just pull over and sleep is a different ball game.
Yeah. Oh man. Yeah. I don't even fly, you know, unless I absolutely have to, because I'm so used to that road life where you're just in control of your own destiny. I mean, you know, I had to go out to California a couple of years ago for a family thing. And rather than, I live in Arkansas now, and rather than fly, I actually drove because of what you just said. You know, you're driving, you get a little tired, you just pull over and get in your bed and go to sleep. You know, you're on your own schedule, you're in control of it, and it's freeing compared to the cattle lines of the airports and TSA and being squished into those seats in the airplane. I can't take that.
Dude, and people at the fucking airport are the worst, because nobody's happy to be there. Nobody's happy to be. Nobody's like, yay, I get to travel. It's, oh, I got to deal with the fucking airlines. I got to deal with the fucking TSA. Nobody wants to be there.
Yeah.
And then you put all these people on a tube for a while. The temperature's never right for everybody. Like, it's just bleh, I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, no, I feel you. What do you think, Anthony? You've been chatty Cathy in over there.
No, I was just listening, man. There's a lot to take in. It's cool.
A lot to take in.
Yeah, it is, man. I just feel like I'm being constantly annoyed up here trying to straight face it and like hold it together, you know?
Like, dude, if you need to choke slam somebody on the pool table, I'll like, me and Sean we'll like ringside the match if you want to beat somebody's ass.
Yeah,
I'm in. Let's go.
Dude, grab her by the armpit hair and fucking
dude, just twist it. See what happens.
It was the first girl with armpit hair on a gun episode. Like over.
Sometimes you got to combine a couple of wacky things, you know.
And everybody in the comments is like telling me, like they're like stop that girl. I'm like, I've texted like 3 people to negotiate with this girl, and she won't leave. She's like on the back porch. She's like on the back porch. 2 people have already talked to this girl, trying to get her downstairs. She's on the back porch. She's just fucking weird. I'm just like trying to straight face it. I'm like, she goes, my wife died here. She like I had the mic muted while you were talking, so you didn't hear all the crazy shit. Like she's trying to, she's like trying to be like they're just saying a bunch of weird shit to me. I'm like just poker facing it. Basically,
like, what the fuck?
It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, man. I'm just trying to sell some mugs, man. I don't know, but this isn't.
Yeah,
it seems weird. People in the comments are like, "Sell her a sticker," and like, asking like, and dude, they're asking how many miles on your Sprinter van too. I think they're asking it. I was reading that.
Mine or John's.
On yours, Sean.
Well, I think they asked, yeah, something like that.
Mine, I ran up to a few 100,000, but
That's crazy.
the crazy thing about mine was that I don't know if yours is going to have a generator or not, but mine, the engine essentially was the generator, and because it's a diesel, I was told you could just idle it, you know. So we would idle it all night long while we slept, or idle it all day long while we sat at the venue or at Walmart or whatever. And so I mean the number of the number of idling hours on that engine, I mean, I couldn't even begin to estimate, because it was a lot.
My plan is to have a complete power system, so solar with a battery bank and all, like really just like off grid with big old water tank, heater, all that sort of stuff, so that in the event that I am unable to idle for a while or don't want to, whatever it is, I want to be as self-sustaining as possible for extended periods of time.
That's smart, man.
No, that's a goal for sure. Like that's one of my goals too, man. I'm trying to get there myself. Like when you say the idling thing, Sean, it reminds me of like just like several times I'd like rent a car and just like it'd be like winter somewhere, and I would just like fucking keep it on full blast heat and just pass out, and it's like pocket my hotel money. I'm like, you know, they're like, we'll give you an extra $100 for a hotel. I'm like totally, and just pass out in a fucking rental car. It cost me like $30 or some shit. Like, dude, so many fucking times. I have a bus now, John. Like I live in a giant fucking bus like full time through this whole like diet.
Oh, that's cool.
Stuff. And so I'm like close to what you're saying. I just need to fucking. I feel like I need to grow my own food and stuff. I feel like that's like more. I'm not self-sufficient in the way I need to like farm food and shit. I think, and I get people doing that in some like system of that. But I don't have that. I just like have like no bills. You know.
You should look into what is it called, aquaponics, which is a very like a compact like sort of farming setup where you've got fish and you can grow plants and filter your own water.
Garden. Like when I had we had an apartment before we lived in a bus. Like I had a tower garden there. It was a similar concept without the like fish and stuff. But I want, but yeah, no, those are great to grow up and stuff and like grow whatever else. I mean, I just don't trust the food anymore. So I'd like at least like if I'm gonna fucking die from eating food, I would rather fuck it up than them. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, basically, it's like.
Well, there's also a lot of talk of like issues coming up politically. You know, I don't want to get too deep into politics because that's a fucking rabbit hole, but there is talk of food shortages almost every other week. You know, you see that kind of shit on social media. And even if that has an opportunity, like see exactly. Like even if that might be true, you should have some sort of preparations. Not everybody needs to be a prepper. Not everybody can be a prepper, but holy shit, we should fucking try a little bit.
Dude, I'm all about it. My wife and I
we just lost him, by the way.
We did.
He succumbed to the armpit girl.
This happens sometimes, and you just gotta, kind of carry on. He'll come back. But,
okay.
Hopefully he's just twisting some armpit hair like crazy right now.
What the fuck?
But yeah, I mean, my wife and I have, an insane amount of long-term storage, food storage, and
that's awesome.
And supplies of every kind, because it's just, you look at the world today and the direction that we're going in, you'd be stupid to just rely on the system without questioning anything. It's you gotta be prepared,
Well, if you look at the recent cold snap and snowstorm that just went through the country, and you look at Buffalo, where people literally died in their cars, died in snow drifts, and then as a result of those calamities, like the infrastructure just shut down. Police cannot save you. The ambulance is not coming. Like all of these things that's a major city. Buffalo is a major city. And people just kind of, they kind of ostrich head in the sand. Like, no, the phrase that I hear all the time is no one's coming to save you.
Right.
No one. It's up to you. So
it's dumb
I believe that.
Yeah, it's dumb to rely on the police, the government, the systems in place. I mean, situations like that really highlight why the Second Amendment is so important, because everything shuts down like that, and it's you and your family versus the world. And the world's coming at you, and you need to be able to defend yourself and your family, and that's what that's all about. People,
Yeah, the
people
things
that,
I have on the wall behind me are force equalizers.
exactly. You know, the people that are about gun control and banning guns, they don't even take those scenarios into consideration. You know, it's the police can't always save you. In fact, the police aren't even there to save you. They're there to come and investigate a crime after the fact.
Yeah.
You know, and it's really up to you to defend yourself and your family.
Well, then you also have another prime example is Katrina. Look at what happened in New Orleans.
Absolutely.
I mean, every bit of infrastructure. So any natural disaster is enough. And then we also consider what happened in, what was it? Fort Bragg area. What's the Fayetteville, North Carolina. The power grid went down because some jackasses attacked it.
Right.
Like, and the city
recently,
just
right?
yeah. That was just a few weeks ago. I think it was before that cold snap, but it doesn't take much for a complete shit show to happen. And they say the U.S. also does not have more than, I think it's like a 30-day supply of food for everybody.
Right.
So if that tells you anything, you better be fucking ready.
Right. I agree, man. It's pretty important.
Anthony, I'm glad you didn't die.
Yeah, me too. I was just saying some stuff off camera, but I know it's crazy, man. I think you seem to take from all the preppers, you know, like just get a gang of motherfuckers and just take from the preppers. You know, you're like,
well, it depends on what preppers, because some of them are hoarding guns and ammo too, and if they're smart, they are.
You get like at least a couple of thousand people. I mean, none of that matters. You just like join me or die. Like join me or die. That's what
at least a couple thousand people. Just round them up.
They're round them up. You know,
it's fine.
It's easy.
They'll be there. They'll be there. Allegedly, you know, it's all.
I mean, that strategy is not. I mean, you look at riots that happened across the country, and that's kind of what that is.
It's related.
That's kind of what that is. It's thousands of people banding together for a sole purpose. Yeah. I mean, that's arguably a similar concept to what you're just talking about.
Definitely. He's still like worrying and dodging this armpit hair girl.
I can see his eyes are just darting around.
Like, yeah. She's got you on your toes.
The reason he stepped away was to put body armor on.
Yeah, to fucking I don't know. It's a weird life, you know.
So, John, changing up the subjects, what's your pride and joy piece in your gun collection?
Oh shit, that's a hard question. It's like I don't have kids, but I would assume it's like picking your favorite child. I have a lot of really like my goal when I first started getting into guns, my goal was to never have one gun do the same thing as another gun I had. Well, that went out the fucking window a long time ago, but I still I try to like the ones I really like are really different and unique. Like I've got one right here with this the leather on it. That is a Ruger 44 carbine, and it looks just like a 1022, which for those that don't know is a very small cartridge. And the one I have looks exactly like it, but shoots a much bigger revolver cartridge.
It actually shoots a 44?
Yeah, it shoots a 44 mag.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
That's cool.
And it looks just like a 1022. It's super, super cool. I've got my Desert Eagle is up top. You probably can't see it. Got a 500 Magnum over here. There's another 44. It's just, I love unique guns, and I try to stick with unique guns. I've actually got one down in the studio right now. It's called a coil accelerator. It doesn't actually use normal cartridges. It shoots these. Discs? Yeah. I have one of those. I haven't done the video on it yet, but it shoots these like metal discs that look like watch batteries, and it just uses electricity to do it.
Those are super cool. I've seen a lot of videos on those, but never had the pleasure of shooting one myself.
Well, I will let you know if it's worth the coin.
Are those are like less than lethal though, right? Those aren't gonna do a serious amount of damage. I mean, they could probably knock a tooth out or an eye or something, I'd imagine, but
it would probably sting.
Yeah,
probably sting a little bit. I don't think they develop the enough energy to be lethal or even pierce skin. I don't know. We're gonna shoot it at some stuff and see just how much energy it's delivering, but the technology's not there for it to replace traditional firearms yet. But we're getting there. We're getting there.
Yeah. Do you have any really dumb drunkard friends that would let you shoot their back or something, or just to see, or is that not something you would try to do?
I mean, I'm not opposed to it. I just got to make sure first that it's not going to kill them.
Right.
That's usually the.
There's only one way to find out. And there's only
Are you in, Anthony? Come on.
No, I'm in as a viewer, but not as a participant.
You should ask
just all you got to do is do a show at Helium in Philly. Come to a show at Helium, and then my house is out in the sticks away from Philly, and then you can be in a video.
I'd never go to Philly, but I'd be in a video.
How dare you?
I've been there one time and I hated it. It's like fucking it's like homeless Ben Franklin's everywhere. It's weird as fuck. It's just like
there's a lot of homeless people.
They're like all dressed like fucking like put on some play or something. Like I'm like I already read the book, I'm like I already know what happened,
Now, what's the cheesesteak place that's all silver?
Oh shit, Philly? I don't know.
Is it Jim's?
I think that might
be a famous
Jim's.
one. I know you're talking about. That's a really famous one. Yeah,
it's really good, man. It's right next to where the Trocadero used to be.
Oh, dude, the Troc. Oh my goodness, I haven't been down to the Troc in years.
It's not there anymore. I don't think.
No, I don't. I think you're correct. I don't. I'm trying to remember the last show I saw there. It's probably some like really obscure band. I was gonna say Dredge, but I saw Dredge in Lancaster.
Oh, what at Chameleon Club?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Isn't that place is closed too, right?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure. I mean, venues have been dropping like flies, the last bunch of years. Dredge at the Chameleon Club would be sweet though. That's pretty awesome.
Dude, it was good. It was really good.
What album was that tour on?
I think it was Catch Without Arms.
Nice.
I think because I think they were still touring that one before the follow-up came out, but I don't remember exactly. Because it would have been what is it, Parrot the Pariah, and so I can't remember that album I think was just about to come out, maybe, or it had just come out. I don't quite remember. It's been years.
It's a good era for them either way, because
my gosh,
Catch Without Arms is my favorite, but then the one I can't remember the title exactly, but the one you just mentioned, that's a pretty decent record too.
The thing that impressed me is I've never seen a drummer hit the fucking snare drum like he was trying to push it through the floor, like the drummer for Dredge. Like he hit that snare so fucking hard. I've seen all kinds of bands. I've never seen anybody hit their snare that hard. And it was just impressive to watch because he was always full extension and then like he was swinging right through it. It was just like I zeroed in on it the whole time.
Doesn't he play keyboard too? While he's drumming?
He has like I think he had like one of those touch pads, and then they also had like I think it might have been like an electric harp or something. I don't know, all kinds of wacky shit. You know how those bands do it.
Yep. Absolutely. Seems pretty calm over there these days, Anthony. How's it going?
Good. I do that silver place you're talking about with the Phillies. They have like hockey players on the wall and shit?
I'm pretty sure that's Jim's.
They have like lots of pictures.
Like with autographs and stuff,
yeah.
I've been I have been there. I was thinking that in my head, like it's a decent Philly though for sure.
That's my favorite Philly play. I've been to all the Geno's and Pat's and a few other places, and the Jim's place seems to like stand out in my mind. I've been there a few times.
No, it's pretty solid. I remember that place.
There's so many cheesesteak places. Most of them are pretty shit. Most of them suck, in my opinion. And I mean, the touristy ones are god awful. God awful. And the
Geno's
people
and
are
Pat.
just ass. Yeah. Ugh. Gross. It's just like fucking grease on a bun. Like, you get that bullshit out of here. Like gristle, grease, and cheese whiz.
I think we would get Phillies delivered too. Like we went to that Jim's place. I would just eat Phillies for like the entire time I was in Philadelphia. I think I would just keep like ordering it to the hotel or wherever I was at, like on top of like eating it at places. I don't know. I think I probably ate it for like 3 or 4 days in a row.
Well, that's why I didn't like Philly, because you had a fucking coronary.
The last time.
Yeah, that'll.
It was a weird place. I mean, everybody just looks weird as fuck though. You know, it's like a weird place. You feel like you're in like Demolition Man or something, like when you're there. You know what I mean? Like the world ended, but it's not quite the future part. And then you're just trying to buy stuff still. You're like I don't want to make my own food. You know, I'm gonna fucking eat everything else. Like I remember particularly like I was at like a Denny's like in like the hotel and like Denny's person like Denny's was in the parking lot of the hotel and I still ordered it. And they went on the highway and like turned around. They're just done. I remember that. It was weird. I had a lot of weird experiences in Philadelphia trying to get food because I don't want to cook. I feel like,
dude, Philly is like one of those. It's like a lot of the other big cities these days. You know, Philly, New York, LA, San Francisco, Chicago, Seattle. I don't want to go there. It's just the homeless, the crime, the trash, the human feces, the syringes. It's just all a little much.
Yeah, it's a great place to pop up a tent or something. You know, just
and just live there forever.
Just live in a tent under a fucking tower too is the best part, you know. Like, there's like a tower down the street and they're like underneath, they're in a tent. I'm like, why wouldn't you just take it over by now, you know? Like, why would you immediately like I feel like I would take over a tower before I'd live in a tent in front of a tower. Yeah, that's just how that's how I feel. But it's just like I see them there, I'm like, why don't you guys like gang up or something? You know, it's
what's
like,
wait, back up. What's the process to take over the tower? How do we get there? How do we go from tent to taking it over?
You gotta get 2,000 people first, right? I mean,
I'd never be in the tent situation. I already have a bus.
He's like, I got a fucking bus.
It'd be going backwards. Yeah, but I don't know. It's like I just feel like I would never like before. I feel like if I was so poor, I would have to live in a tent. I would just get crazy. I would be so much crazier than just like I guess I'll give up. I guess I'm just gonna lay over here and sleep in this bag. You know, it's like I'm so fucking angry. I would just be like I would take it out on everybody else. If I was homeless, I would complain. I would figure it out. I feel like, you know, it's like one of those things like.
I think what gets in the way of a lot of these people in accomplishing anything, including what you're talking about, Anthony, is drug use. Plain and simple.
Yeah, drugs are bullshit.
Heroin.
That's the quote of the night. Drugs are bullshit. I agree.
They are. I mean, I smoke a lot of weed and drink a little bit, but I mean, outside of that, it's like fucking fuck you. You know, it's like get your life together. You know, it's like what else you like? If you're doing other drugs, like fuck off. You know, it's like. Unless you're like 20, I don't know. If you're 20, do drugs. Find out they're stupid. You know, you gotta find out somehow they're stupid. You know, you do enough to realize they're fucking stupid. And
so we all did. I mean, you gotta go through the process.
Especially John. John was doing a lot of drugs back in the day. Like, I just made that up. It seemed real. Your beard. I know you had a beard too. I'm like, this guy got fucked up. This guy still gets fucked. You look like you drink like Natty Light or something.
Dude, how dare you fucking pin me on Natty Light?
You're like you just chug it, bro.
Light. It's Bush Light. Fuck you.
Well, me too. That's what I'm drinking right now. So
nice. Oh, that was not planned, but well done.
Yeah. Then they didn't pay me for that, so they owe me. I'm gonna send an invoice for.
Yeah, right. It's not hashtag not sponsored, dude. I drink cider. I don't even really like beer anymore. I love cider.
Yeah. Sean's like, I drink water. I'm outlive Sean's gonna be like 90 years old. Like we're looking back at this episode, like yeah, dude, I drink beer. And he's like fucking 90, and we're all dead. You know, so that's what not getting fucked up does.
You gotta understand though, dude. I had cirrhosis of the liver and a stomach ulcer in my early 20s from the amount of damage I had already done. So,
well, you're a rock star. That's different. You had a wildly different life than both of us. Either of us. Yeah. Yeah, I was like, I think I was applying at mall jobs in my 20s when you were touring as a rock star. You know, so like I think,
people were just handing me shots basically everywhere I turned. You know, throughout my young life. So I have an excuse.
What year? Like, what time frame was it that you like blew up? What year was that? I don't quite remember.
2003 is when. Okay,
so I graduated high school in 2002. So I was driving around in a 4-cylinder Mazda MX-6 stick shift blaring your shit.
Nice.
And there's like you were on a different stratosphere, and I'm just happy to have a car.
Yeah,
That's pretty awesome, actually.
that is cool, man. Like you probably hear that repeatedly, like on a cycle. You're just like, I love your band, I love your band. That's badass, man. I like seeing that, man. I like seeing like people like win and do shit. You know, that's like one of the best things in America.
Well, it's really cool when there's somebody like John who I'm a fan of what he does, and I'm watching his show regularly, and then I comment on his page, and then he comments back. He's like, "Dude, I listen to your music too," and that's always a cool scenario. And then you could pull something together like a crazy podcast episode.
And get this shit. The world gets a lot smaller. I had one of my best friends that I grew up with is a guy named Donnie. Played bass in a band in a band called Sirenic, and they played a show with Sean back in I don't know, like 2010, no, probably like 2008, 2009, somewhere in that time frame in like
Nice.
fucking Baltimore area. I was like, oh yeah, I was talking to the guy from Smile Empty Soul, and he goes, oh yeah, I fucking played a show with them. I was like, what the? Why is this world this way? What the hell?
It is small, at times.
Yeah, it's cool, man. Anthony, I gotta ask you a question. How the turntables have turned. Who
I already know
you know you do?
Oh, never mind.
Yeah, no. So like you do a lot of stand up, and you have your very own, very distinct flavor. What are like the top like 5 stand ups that you like find inspiring? Because I don't like when I hear your stuff. It's so unique. I don't really hear other people's kind of flavor coming through, which is good. I just want to know where, like, who draws you in.
That's super nice, man. I actually like the way you said that. But I guess like honestly, like Bill Hicks, number 1, like George Carlin,
Bill Hicks, okay.
maybe like number 2, like Mitch Hedberg. I don't know.
Dude, Hedberg, holy
like,
shit.
Lenny Bruce, I don't know, shit like that. I don't really have a fifth. I feel like my biggest problem with today's comics all just seem like as shitty as like Marvel movies to me. Like they're just like allowed to be. They're just like allowed to, and no, nothing personal, like good business, whatever. I hope they all get rich and accomplish their dreams, whatever. But like as far as like the taste of like comedy, I feel like today it's like lacking a lot. It's like welcome back, Sean. But I think. I think it's like lacking a lot today. Like I think a lot of these people are just allowed to be rather than like they are talented or funny.
Yeah, I think there's some genuinely like really, really funny people
for sure. Yeah,
out there. I think there's a few guys that are like legit hilarious. I think some people are just being lifted up because they were there first.
Fair.
You know what I mean?
Fair. But I feel like if there are any kind of like, I feel like you have to like toe this line. You can't just be yourself and like Abby. If you do too long, they just kill you. That's like what it seems like. It's from my perspective. Like a lot of these guys are just allowed to be like Bill Burr just acts angry, it lowers your vibrations. You know what I mean? These other people just like push like no family. They push like sex constantly. They push like just negative things, and they're just like that's just a constant. You can't just. I don't know how to describe it, but you like. A funny person would have got canceled like 20 times before Dave Chappelle. Like I feel like personally, like somebody like I've seen so many comics way funnier than Dave Chappelle, but they'll never get a special because like they keep them silent. Anytime you build up a fan base, they don't improve up. You say things they don't improve up, just get rid of you. It's bullshit from my perspective. Like,
well, that goes back to just about if you say anything that's undo, if you say anything that's unapproved in the acting world, we live in a controlled society.
We're getting every other word again.
Fuck it. Hold on.
Oh, it's so good. It's so good.
He's my favorite. Well, he's like one of my favorite bands. I don't give a fuck. Like you'll figure it out. Like,
well, we can bullshit about comedy for hours. I think when I think of stand-up, when I think of like stand-up specials, the one that got me hooked on stand-up is Dana Carvey from like the 90s, when he's just on stage just going and going and going. And I was not like into him on SNL, like I was never like into it, but that one hit me at a time when those jokes were super funny to me, and excuse me, and it got me into comedy as an art form, and the older I get, the more I appreciate what it is as an art form and how difficult it is to craft a good joke, especially one that is your own. Because one of the things that I see is so many like similar jokes, and to like truly come up with a unique perspective and make it funny is like another skill. It's totally different.
Yeah, you gotta suck a lot first. You have to have like too much confidence and like be terrible a lot. And then eventually you get like mediocre, and then like that's that. I mean, 2014. I started this in like 2014. I couldn't even like. I was just like over ambitious, and I have like funny Facebook statuses or something, and like had like a bunch of people, like a million people on Facebook, and I was like writing jokes and stuff. And I'm like, oh yeah, this is easy. And I tried to do it in front of people, and it sucked. I mean, I bombed so many times, but I'm just stupid and foolish, and I wanted to do it, so I just kept doing it. I feel like.
I actually have a buddy that came from one of I don't know if he's the biggest, but one of the biggest gun channels on YouTube. It goes the channel is called Hickok 45. So the channel is a father and a son, and the son is now doing stand up.
That's dope.
Because he was just like, you know what, this is what I'm going after now, and it's fucking cool. He's got some great jokes, and he's I don't know if we're still going to do it, but he had asked me to help him with his special that he was going to self-produce. And I love watching people work on their craft. I love it. I love people trying to do well and then like finding themselves through that process. It's fucking awesome.
If I was talented, I'd be like more like Sean, like me, a musician. I think that's like I love the art of music, man. I found that's what I've loved since I was like young and stuff. And if I just was terrible and I was self-aware enough to be like, I'm bad at this, I'm gonna leave this to guys like Sean to play music like for people and stuff. And I'm fucking awful, and I'm gonna try to find some way in. And comedy was the way in. I'd be a fucking rock star if I had anything to bring to the table whatsoever in music. I feel as if.
Well, I feel like that's disingenuous to yourself. Because
she's overly honest. She's overly like if I could play guitar or anything, I would. Are you kidding me? I'd be like, I'd be doing it the whole fucking time. I'd hold my records and my guitar, and I'd just be doing. I feel like.
Well, so some people are naturally talented, but yeah, I mean, you can learn.
Yeah. What'd you say?
I said you do. Can you hear me?
Kind of.
Dude, how is it that he plugged his headphones in? And it worked fine, and then he unplugged them to charge the thing.
Your phone died.
Died. It died. Shit. I need to learn sign language. I can communicate.
Dude, yeah.
That would require us to know sign language too.
Yeah. We would just need to learn it. Yeah.
We all language. All right, let me see if I can get back on with this thing.
Yeah, I tried the music thing a little bit myself when I was younger, and I actually for a long time I actually wanted to be in a touring band. Like I had planned on we started working on an album, and then the guitarist / singer like just was like one day was just like, yeah, I'm out. So we just like it just fell apart. Well, he like moved to Chicago. Like we're in the Philly area. He was just like, yeah, I'm moving to Chicago for this chick. Like, great, thanks. Yeah. And we were like in the middle of like working on an album. Like, cool.
Yeah, no, that's what it was like, man. I feel like when I played music, like people would take their job at Burger King more seriously than they would the music of the band. They'd be like, I'll be there at that shift for sure, but I won't be like, and like the effort other people put into it, and then like my general lack of talent, I think is why I don't do it. It's like it was a bad collab music. Welcome back, bro.
Can you hear me now?
Oh yeah, perfect.
Yeah, that's my phone will die again soon, but at least now that I know I've got this system down, next time my phone can be fully charged and this will be remedied.
Dude, it always sounds a lot better.
I could technically grab if this happens again and we're still going, I'll grab my wife's phone and I can make it work.
It's like, so what were you saying 15 minutes ago? What were you trying to say 15 minutes ago?
I was trying to say we should all learn sign language, but that doesn't seem too practical.
Yeah, and I'm not doing that. But
So fucking matter of fact. Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah, I'm not.
I've learned too much.
It wouldn't translate well to the podcast version of this recording either.
Just the video. It's on Roku. We're all just like talking with their hands. They're gonna be like, "Are they?"
Imagine listening to it on Spotify. It would just.
Dude, that's gotta exist, by the way. Like a sign language podcast. Yeah. Imagine somebody like being the breakout one of those for folks in the deaf community. Holy shit, wouldn't that be amazing?
You'd never know if they're like Italian or deaf, though. You're just like, when they're talking with their hands, I don't know, like, you know, it's like an old.
That's a fucking game show right now. That's a game dude, I want to play.
It's funny you brought up
Italian or deaf.
Dude, you brought up basically, the game idea you get, like you just said, man. Like fucking, my wife went to like Starbucks, and I couldn't tell if it was like a lesbian or a gay dude. Like it was like really weird. I'm like they've like blended so much. I'm like I can't tell. I'm like sir, ma'am, thank you. I'm like thank you for everything. You know, it's like I don't. They all look like they all wear hair gel, so I can't tell. And I'm just like I don't know. I'm like thank you. You know,
there are a lot of lesbian ants walking around out there.
Yeah, but I couldn't tell if it was a gay dude or a lesbian that handed like the coffee. It was just the weirdest experience I've ever seen in my life.
They've blended. They're just all somebody's lesbian aunt, you know.
Yeah. There's like they're all just like
one of us.
Yeah, it was just like an NPC blend. You know, I was like that person. I'm like, that person exists. I don't want to make this. I don't know. I'm like, I have a gift card for here. Thank you. You know, it's like they're like, it was weird. I don't know. It's like it's a weird bond. I felt like I'm like you guys would try really hard to get attention that I just don't have to give. It's like how I feel, you know, not in a mean way. It's just like I just don't have it in me, you know. I'm just like nothing personal. Dude. Nothing personal. It's like I don't know. I feel like I had hella dads, you know. My mom had a hella boyfriend, so I had hella dads, you know. Versus there's 0 dads, so it's like I'm at like 3 to 5 dads, and they're at like 0 dads, and I'm just like I just can't understand 0 dads, you know. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm like I don't speak 0 dad, you know. I got a lot of dads.
That's a different language.
I don't speak 0 dad.
Yeah, it's just like I just don't, man. It's just like they're like
dude, that's a fucking funny bit. That's a fucking funny bit. You need to roll with that.
You should just steal it and get rich. Just rip it off.
No.
Just rip off this riff right now and pull it up and just memorize it and use it and buy a Rolls Royce.
0 dads.
Buy a turtle, you know.
That's like a very fucking YouTuber thing. Like, oh yeah, I blew up and bought a pterodactyl. Here's my gold fronts on my pterodactyl.
Hell yeah!
I mean, that's the future. I mean, I feel like
everybody fucking pterodactyls with gold fronts is the future.
Everybody's riffraff in the future, you know.
Dude, I just can't wait to blow up and act like I don't know nobody. Watching riffraff with the fucking the Jaws teeth is one of my favorite clips on the internet.
He's great. He was great, man. Now he's just like a buff dude. I mean, I'm glad he's taking care of himself, but he's not funny anymore. It's weird. Like he was like funny for like Hellas, and then now he's just a buff dude. It's funny.
Well, when he was like sort of fringe and sort of underground, he had this like really, really strange cadence of speech and thought that nobody could keep up with, and it was just so funny. And I feel like he's just lost all of it. And I don't know why.
Yeah, he was like the original Island Boy.
I think he was better than those fucking clowns.
He was like better than those clowns.
Well, he was talented. He was good at rapping and stuff, though. No, for sure. You guys must see a video of them telling him I'm awesome. Like, I have this video of them being like, good interview for. It was like hilarious. Like because everybody else was like they got kicked off of all these shows, and like I had one of them on here, and he's like, this was a really good interview, and I'm just like, that's the best clip I'll ever see. I'm like, I can't believe that guy just said that. I'm just like, oh, like it was like weird. He's like the most famous person on the planet. He's like good interview. I'm just like, it's just weird. It was a weird time.
Who is this?
One of the Island Boys. Yeah, here.
Did you actually have one of the Island Boys on? Because we were supposed to interview an Island Boy a couple weeks ago, and he flaked on us.
Yeah, no, he
so
always.
Wait a second. Wait. Like, don't they come as a package deal? Like, what the fuck?
No,
you get one of them.
I'll play this video. I had him on one time, and then Sean was right. We tried to get him on. I tried to get him on 2 other times, and he like flakes, and like that's why I had a backup guest because I already knew that. I was like I could tell when people were gonna bail. I could just tell. I feel the vibrations, you know. Like, this person's not gonna show up. I could just tell, like a lot of times. But like here's him actually on the show. Like, this is weird.
interview, man. Good positive vibes. I appreciate you asking good questions.
Yeah, God bless you, man, for sure.
A lot of these interviewers are weird, man, but you keeping it real, man.
Yeah, man. I was just like mumbling. I was just like, it's like they're like good interview, and I'm just like, this is the biggest dude on the planet. He's like, good interview. It's a weird energy at the time.
Who was that? Was that his hype dude with him?
That was some guy I had on the interview too. I was just talking to those guys about some shit.
That looks like the other island boy.
His name was Vlacky. He produced their beats and stuff and some other shit. I had him on the. It was a weird experience because like everybody's like shitting on him on the internet. And he's like, good job, and I'm like, I agree with the kid. I'm gonna go with the kid on this one. He told me good. He told me I'm good. I'm like, I'm going with him. You know.
Is that all it takes?
You got to back the team. You got to back the team. You got the support. You know, I think that matters more so than not. You know.
Yeah, just fucking. Hey, you're good at this, and that's all it takes to get you on side.
Yeah, I'm an easy vote. You know.
I like it.
Like they said they had my back. I'm like, they still had my back. Huh? But no, that was a weird fucking time, man. Like that was weird. And Sean's been one of my favorite, like one of my favorite bands since I was a kid. It's fucking nuts. I always tell people the co-host of the show is more famous than the host, and like, and they laugh like it's true every time, and I agree with them. You know, I'm like, they'll just like, it's just I don't know, man. Like, and you're killing it too, man. It's weird to get like energy like this together. Like you're straight. I mean, you got like 400,000 people on YouTube. I mean, you're giving good information, like teaching people how to like use a gun really, and how it works in life. You know, I think more so. I mean, it's just interesting. It's kind of an interesting vibe. I think like the internet's definitely made it really easy to put a bunch of like interesting / like semi good marketing guys. You know.
I think really what you end up with is people that are just genuinely good. And I don't mean like they're good people. I mean they're just fucking good at whatever they're doing. And you get those people that just sort of filter through. And no matter what any of the three of us were going to end up doing, we would probably have some sort of passion at that thing that we chose to do.
Fair.
And accelerated through. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like you don't. The people that are like bottom 10% are going to be bottom 10%,
and they need a mug. They need a mug. Like
they need a fucking mug.
The bottom 10% needs a mug.
They need
it's not free. It's not free.
Pay for
that.
You
gotta buy it. You gotta buy it. You guys want to hear something funny real fast? I just totally changed the subject.
Absolutely.
Okay, so armpit hair girl. You know who took out armpit hair girl? Like via text. I haven't seen this. I'll catch up with everybody after. But so basically, I try to ask my buddy Sam, the guy who was trying to be on the podcast, one of my friends and comedians. He was trying to be on there too, and like he tried negotiating with her, and she's just like saying nut shit. And then my wife got her out. My wife got her out of the upstairs and had her outside. And I'm like seeing that on my text. I'm like, my wife's a better bodyguard than an Italian man. I'm just like, what is it? You know, I'm just like, what is it? Like, what's good? This guy could have like just been like over the shoulder, take her out, you know?
Well, she hugged you, and so your wife probably got that.
I was just like, I'm out immediately.
Thing going on.
I'm not joining the Me Too movement that only exists between my wife and I. You know, I'm just not in. I'm just not in this. I'm like, whatever. If people on the screen connect with you, whatever, be funny for a second. And I figured you guys would tease her and made it fun of me. But outside of that, I'm like, I want nothing to do with that. I'm just like, I just straight faced it the whole time. She's like yelling in the background. Like, I'm just like, this is nuts, man. Like, it was the weirdest gun conversation.
It was a weird one. It was. Yes. I think his phone just died again.
We should wait for him to come back and we'll fucking end it after he gets back. It says because all.
Yeah, dude.
Thanks for even fucking doing this, man. It's awesome. Thanks for going backwards in your career. You know, to kind of do this.
Oh, fuck you! Get the hell out of here. Honestly, dude, it's a lot of fun. I like doing stuff that's out of. You know, I've done a million gun podcasts. I've done them. You know, I know the guys that put them on personally. You know, that it's doing new stuff in terms of like gun content is kind of rare for me because I've been doing it for so damn long. So to branch out and do something totally different with people that are interesting and fun to talk to, like, fuck yeah, I'm in.
It's a good vibe. Yeah, like-minded people kind of vibe, you know. It's like funny. Like Sean's like grabbing his wife's phone. He's like like right now.
What's his wife's name? Like, come here, Susan, I need your phone.
I haven't met her. I don't know actually. I don't know his wife's name. He always calls her my wife.
I'm assuming she's cool.
He always calls her his wife, so I don't know. It's always like my wife, you know. So I didn't actually get a name.
We
maybe
need
realized I don't know
to
something.
so we need to decide what her name is for him.
Let's take a guess and then ask him. Like,
Okay.
and see who's right.
I'm gonna guess Teresa.
Teresa, that's a good one. I'm gonna go Sally.
Sally?
It's either Sally or Teresa. I mean, it's got to be one of them.
No one's named Sally anymore.
Whoa, there's a lot of fine women named Sally, John. Okay, you can't just.
Where do you know one? Bullshit. You don't know.
I might know
Listen,
a guy.
Arm Hair Girl doesn't count.
I might know a guy married to a Sally, so I'm not gonna say anything yet. Anything bad about the name?
Look, people are fucking naming her in the comments. By the way,
what are they saying? Let's read that shit.
No, they actually said her name.
Oh, they said a real name. Yeah, okay, yeah.
Yeah, that's no fun. Her name's Teresa. It's canon now. Teresa, Sally.
I'm gonna go with Sally because
Danielson.
now I'm just like yeah, that's probably the name. That's what I would guess even after people told me the answer.
Yeah, what if it's like one of those like hyphenated names where it's like Sally hyphen Teresa Danielson.
I mean, there's a possibility of anything, you know.
Yeah,
the comments are wild,
what
man.
it is now.
These comments are wild, man. Like after you,
my buddy Jason Bacon is out there talking shit. I like it.
That's great. He should be. He fucking should be.
Yeah, this was a lot of fun, dude. I was curious how this would end up rolling. I was
okay. So now if you comment, so I think if you comment now, it comes up on the screen.
Look at that.
The old ones don't though. So if you're commenting now, you can be on this. Well, actually, I could show the. Okay, I think I figured it out.
Oh shit! Look at you.
Look at me knowing how to use a computer. So crazy. There we go. We got his. So I think new comments come up now. Sorry, that wasn't happening before for you.
What if it's spelled like Rochelle, but it's pronounced Rochel?
I don't know.
Someone
commented comment now. It's hilarious. There we go.
Oh,
now
shit.
Now everybody's on the screen, so now you're all part of this. Sorry about that. That's way easier way to be like. These people are killing me in the comments. Like some of their shit's so funny. Like, do you have any questions for John or I will answer them while we're waiting on Sean to figure out his phone thing or whatever?
Yeah, I'm in. Let's get all the questions
about guns or whatever you want to ask. I mean, you're on the screen, so we'll read it. We'll ask them.
Yeah, we'll just read that shit.
Yeah. It just says "Shut up, Drew Carey." I don't know which one. It just says Anthony.
I don't even know who he's talking to. I think it's wonderful though.
Anthony's not a question. I don't know. But
that's definitely not a question.
It's a semi-proper noun.
It's a bold statement, but it's not a question.
What up, Marshall? How are you doing? Someone saw Cleveland. What's ASP? I don't know what that is.
I believe that's supposed to be Asperger's.
Do I have burgers on my ass? Is that what you asked?
Aha.
Oh, I'm five forever. Like, you know, it's like this. What's the best gun? That's for you, probably.
What is the best gun?
Yeah.
I'm gonna give a corny answer, like a lot of gun people do. The one you have on you.
That's a fucking real ass answer right there. Welcome back, Sean. I figured out getting comments on the screen now, so we have like a better interaction.
Can you hear me or no?
Yes.
Yeah, dude. Ever since you put your headphones back on, bro, you're back. In the game.
No, my headphones aren't on right now.
What? That was a trick. That was a trick. A Trojan horse.
Dude, do you see that shit? He threw him off. Like, look at me, bitches.
That was fucking crazy.
I've got it plugged in right now because it keeps dying on me with the old one port fucking limitation. I can't do both. So, but you can hear me?
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
It's fucking crazy.
I don't understand, but okay. Sounds good.
So there's a question on screen that I'm going to answer because the two of you deserve to know about this. So Jason says, so John, when is Project Atrocious coming back out? So Project Atrocious is a gun I built to piss off the internet. And what the purpose was
is that
to
your
piss
high
off the
point?
internet. No. Oh, no. It's the one that goes with the high point. So the high point. So I have, it's now become a pair of guns and it's about to become 3. So I have an AR-15 pistol that has a 4-inch barrel and shoots 5.56. 5.56 is the same as the U.S. military. And 4 inches is not enough to get a complete twist of the barrel to stabilize the bullet. So what happens is when the bullet leaves the barrel, not only does it shoot a giant, like fucking 1.5 2 foot flame, but the bullet is not stable. So it does what's called keyholing. So it just tumbles downrange. It's completely useless as a firearm. It's useless. But it is 10 to 15 different colors. Every part is a different color. When I talked to the guy that did the Cerakote, like painted it, he called me and said, "Hey, it's done. I'm going to ship it." And I said, "Okay, well, how does it look? Like, what's it look?" He said, "It looks like a gay pride parade got run over by a Skittles truck."
Nice.
So that's Project Atrocious. And then a few years later, I got a High Point, which is generally accepted as a bad gun. And I had a buddy of mine kind of tune it up, soup it up, whatever you want to call it. I'm trying to like dumb this down for the folks that don't know about guns. So he cut some holes in it and made it kind of cool, and then put a optic on there that costs
More
4
than the
times
gun?
as much as a gun. Yeah, it's a Trijicon RMR, which is a little like red dot sight. You might know from like Call of Duty. So he put one of those on there. That optic retails for $700. The gun is $150. So then after he did that, he painted it. He's like, "What do you want me to do? Like, what kind of paint do you want on here?" I said, "Make it bright, make it offensive, and make it stupid." So I got the gun back. It's rainbow colored, and there's my face as camo.
I've seen
all over
that.
this gun. Yeah,
I've seen that one.
Dude, it's fucking
That's
dumb.
dope. That's
It's
dope.
fucking stupid. So I am currently in talks with another customizer of firearms. I'm not going to drop the bomb on who, but there's another one that will join that series of stupid guns very soon.
Now, how does that High Point? I've never shot a High Point personally. How are they?
It's really not, the trigger is like what I describe the trigger. Oh, he's gone. I describe that trigger as hot garbage. It's the worst shit on earth. It's so gross. But beyond that, it's not that bad. You back?
Yeah, dude, I don't know what the hell just happened, but it just kicked me off for like 5 seconds and I'm back.
You're back. Okay. So the trigger is hot garbage, and otherwise it's not that bad. It's really not that. It's not nice in any way.
Well, I don't think anybody that buys a High Point is going for nice.
Have you ever sanded like a cast iron piece of metal? Have you ever like sanded something like that?
No.
Okay, so that's what the slide feels like when you're racking it.
Like you're actually sanding something.
Oh, dude, it's like dragging. It's not nice. But the thing that I love about High Point is they know that their guns are not like premium quality guns. That's not why they sell them. They are there to be affordable, and they don't make any qualms about it. They don't like pretend it's something super nice. But that's what I love about them.
Well, I mean, I saw the Demolition Ranch guy do a pretty crazy beat up session on a High Point. And it seems like, I mean, it performed through a lot of crazy shit. So
it's pretty impressive, honestly.
There is a quality to it.
Yeah, that's a good way to put it nicely. There's quality.
Yeah, if it can withstand some of that kind of those torture tests. I mean, I think he shot it. Didn't he shoot it in the side of the slide, and it actually indented the slide? Mm-hmm. And then at first he couldn't rack it, but then he just kept at it, and then finally it racked, and then he started shooting in it again.
Yeah.
So pretty
the Dark Side of Mars said if they know their guns are shit, why don't they make them better? So their whole thing is keeping them affordable. So they have not changed the primary design of their handguns in probably 20-25 years, and that keeps them super duper affordable in a time where an average handgun that like one would like choose, for instance, a Glock would cost you around $600 right now, and these High Point guns are sub $200. They just released a new one. I just did it on the news today on TGC News, and that one is $225, and that's like a top tier version of what they make. So that should give you some idea. Like they know it's not the nicest thing, but it most of the time works. I don't think I would carry one, but Yeah,
If
that's a whole nother discussion.
If you're super on a budget and needing a self-defense piece that instant, High Point might be the right choice for you.
I think, there's been a lot of improvements in terms of budget handguns in recent years. Like Taurus has done a pretty good job of sort of revamping their lower end stuff. Canic is another brand. So Taurus pistols, you can get them around $350.
Dude,
for like a
250 for a G2C at this point.
There you go. Yeah. G2C is $250, and then Canic has some sub $400 guns. There's a lot of shit out there.
Canics are actually fucking nice too. Those triggers are awesome, and those are some quality guns.
I'm trying to get my laptop charger to turn on.
Mine,
there it goes. Good.
Fuck it up. That's what I was gonna say. Like, mine's got like 9%. We could do part 2 at some point or something, but like we probably should cut pretty soon. Like before this just dies like randomly.
Last question for you, John. What's your preferred carry right now?
So I'm currently carrying a HK VP9. That is a gun that I feel very confident in shooting, and it's not crazy expensive. And I really, really like it.
Nice. I like that answer. Yeah. I have not shot one, but I've heard good things from everyone that has. So
it's super ergonomic. I really genuinely like 9mm as a cartridge, low recoil comparatively, and there's some really, really good ammunition out there, and I feel like it's a good choice for a defensive firearm.
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't go anything other than 9 because 380 is a little weak and 45 is a little too big. It just seems like 9's in that perfect area.
It's a good balance between, efficacy and quantity of rounds.
Dude, I just got the SIG X Macro grip module and put my P365 XL slide on that. And
dude, that gun is so good.
I'm excited. I just got it, so I haven't had a chance to take it to the range yet, but I'm going to go this week, and I'm pretty stoked. I like the XL slide on that grip module more than the comp slide that they released with it. At least idealistically for myself, But I got
honestly, I think it's going to shoot excellent. I think that's a great. I'm surprised SIG didn't come out with that on their own, but I think that's a great choice. That like legit, I think that's a great choice.
I'm pretty stoked. Well, cool. I guess with all your stuff about to die and mine as well, might as well wrap it up.
Sure.
Thanks for coming on, John. It's a good time.
I genuinely appreciate it, guys. Anytime you need a fill-in guest or whatever, just let me know and I'll jump in, and we'll hopefully get armpit hair girl back if we need her.
It was a fucking weird day, man. Like, it's a fucking weird day. But
we started off with we're gonna rock you, and now we've got armpit hair girl. Like, we've got stories for fucking days.
It's weird, yeah. I think that's gonna demonetize me too, like the song in the background.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, I'll just live in those tents I was making fun of outside one of those towers.
If not that, all the talk about guns will get you demonetized pretty quick too, right? From what I've heard.
Yeah. We had a lot of things. We had thoughts. We used your own words. We got a lot of things. We talked about the Bill of Rights. So I mean, it's crazy. Good night, everybody. Everybody's like saying good night. So good night, everybody. Thanks for watching, and thanks for being on the show. Thank you guys for going backwards in your careers as always, and coming on this whatever this show is. It's the best show that ever existed. But it's good to have good people on it too. That make it the best show that ever existed. And my mom watching at home. I appreciate you, Mom. Was always watching this. Anybody else have anything to shout out?
Anthony's mom, I appreciate you watching.
Thanks, Mom.
Yeah, thanks, Mom. Anybody out there that wants to check out the Gun Collective all over the internet, also check out the album is called Black Pilled by Smile Empty Soul. You should check it out. I was listening to it this morning, and youtube.com/Anthony Rogers. Go check it out.
See you later, gentlemen.
Bye. You guys have a great night. And
You
if you're
too.
watching at home, I'm going to play a comedy clip. You guys can watch and comment stuff.
What's up, guys? We are live here at Cusimano's Pizza, even though I've never seen a pizza here in quite some time. But no, so Anthony Rogers Show. My name is Sam Catanzaro. Great to be here. How old is everybody here tonight? Raise your hand if you are in your 20s. All right, raise your hand if you are north of that. There we go. All right, cool. That's good. I'm in my 30s, and dating in my 30s has been pretty hard.
Oh, well.
Yeah, it's thank you. Yes. Dating in my 30s is hard. I'm on like all the dating websites that you could possibly imagine, and some of the girls that I match up with, you know, they're great, you know, but others they got like deep dark secrets. Like the one that I just recently matched up with, she said that we were talking and we had plans to meet up, and found out that she had one leg. She had a prosthetic leg and this and that. We matched on Bumble, I know. And it was great. We were talking, but I just didn't know if I could do that. So I told her no, you know, but when one door closes, another one opens. So I came up with this $1 billion idea for a dating app. All right, it's going to be, you know, with people with missing limbs, you know, missing arms, missing legs. I'm going to call it Stumble. Yeah, so, oh yeah. No, it was great because you know how like on the dating websites, like they talk about like, oh, the interests that they have all on there and stuff like that. And one of her interests on there, this one lady girl, she said her interest was basketball. And so we started talking about basketball, and I'm like, well, no wonder you like basketball. You got the hops just like they do, you know? Like, that's what it was. Yeah. They got all the new dating websites. They got one for single parents, like, and it's called Stir. And yeah, nothing like stirring shit up, you know, when somebody has a fucking kid and you guys are trying to date. Shit. Oh, man. Yeah, in your 30s, it's tough. I've been through all my pickup lines on women now. You know, like none of my pickup lines now work. You know, so I got to come up with new ones. And I came up with one the other day. I told this girl, I said, yeah, I want to be deep inside you, like the last chip in a Pringles can. Clearly, I'm still single after that, you know. But yeah, I've been told that I pack a Pringles can.
Long tube, I guess. Yeah.
No, snack size. I'm not black. But that's the whole thing. But I used to love Pringles when I was a kid. But fucking like now, I don't like it anymore. And I thought back, like, when did I stop fucking liking Pringles? And it was probably around the time that I noticed the guy on the Pringles can looks like a pedophile. Oh. Honestly, think about that. Like his mustache, his slick little hair, his pale fucking face. Looks like the brother of Napoleon Dynamite. But holy shit, like, doesn't he look like a pedophile? Have you guys ever seen a pedophile? Yeah. Jeffrey Dahmer was a pedophile? Yeah, he just wanted to take pictures. Leave him alone. But no, like, he loved everybody. Jeffrey Dahmer was the most progressive serial killer of our generation, honestly. He, like, black, white, gay, Asian, he didn't care who he ate, honestly. Yeah. Fucking A. But no, the guy in the Pringles can, if he's a real dude, that dude's a pedophile. Seriously, just look at him. But since this is 2022 and it's the age of diversity, okay, we're gonna replace the white pasty pedophile in the Pringles can with a picture of Bill Cosby. Oh, man. That's because Bill Cosby raped a lot of people. You know. Laugh, folks. Come on. Hey, you gotta do something here. Oh my God. Yeah. Hey, you know, that's why they're coming out with all new flavors for Pringles. Is because, you know, like Bill Cosby had a lot of flavors, you know. And people would be like, oh, this tastes funny. Like, what's going on here? Oh man. Yeah, no, the fucking all these companies are going woke. They're changing their shit, their marketing, and all that kind of stuff. I don't trust it. Okay, I don't fucking trust it at all. All right, because they're just jumping on the bandwagon with like all this woke, especially like the pronouns, the transgender stuff. I don't trust companies jumping on the bandwagons. I support the companies, the OGs that have been there supporting trans rights since day fucking one. Okay, that's what I support. Like McDonald's, they've been supporting gay rights since day fucking one. All right, like they respect pronouns and everything. Seriously, like all in their ads. It's ba-da-da-da-da, I'm loving it. Right. They don't discriminate. They don't discriminate at all. Even Burger King, they don't care if you tuck and tape a little bit. They say, have it your way. I mean, it's just great. Those are the companies that I fucking support, honestly. That's what it is. But transgenders have been pissing me off a little bit. Transgender's been pissing me off. Just this woke culture's been pissing me off. Okay? Fucking they're discriminating against the Italians. Okay? They're trying to tell us Italians words that we can't say. Like faggot. They're saying that we can't say faggot. Now, ain't that a fucking bitch? Now, I'm not saying Italians invented the word faggot, okay? And I'm not saying that the word faggot can't be offensive sometimes. But Italians say it cooler. You know what I'm saying? The Italians say it fucking cooler, right? Like, you know, like a hick from the South, you know, he's like, if he calls someone that, he's like, oh, you fucking faggot? Where are you, faggot? You're like, oh man, that's very Nazi of you. It's very KKK, you know? Like an Italian says it sounds cool. They're like, what am I, fucking half a fag over here? What the fuck are you talking about? Like, Italians say the word, they're cool, you know? I said half a fag the other day to this transgender guy, and he goes, you can't say that. And I go, can't say what? You can't say faggot? He goes, no, you can't say that. I go, again, and I said fag. And he goes, no, that's still wrong. I go, well, technically I said half a fag, so what am I, quarter wrong? Guys, I'm Sam Catanzaro, and you are listening to the Anthony Rogers Show.